Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build some model kits and to hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the Scythe, and the Tier 2 Blue emote. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you're not yet a subscriber, you can say hi or use other people's emotes. And if you're a lurker, feel free to lurk. You don't have to say anything. This is going to be, in my estimation, a relaxed, chill stream. Aristophan is here. Lashbrook is here. Welcome to both of you. Yeah, I mean, sometimes Saturdays are just light. They're just lightly attended. And I'm going to move that because that is just a little too much of a bleed there. Sometimes these streams are just chill. You know what I mean? Like, it just happens that way. I'm not mad at it. I'm not bothered by it. I like when there are people here, when there are viewers, when there's an active chat. But if there isn't, it's okay. We're making a VOD. It'll be fine. Tonight, we are finishing the Asmoday. We're body complete on the Asmoday. What's left to do is to build a gun, a sword, and then to take the arm mounted weapons and convert them. And so it won't take much time at all to do that. Not a lot of time. We want a little bit of time. And then we will work on the Lfrith. That's right. That's the pronunciation I'm going with. I'm going with basically what the dub says instead of the Lfrith, which I've been calling it, the Lfrith, which is from the prologue. I'd never watched the dub, but apparently people were like, they say it in the dub. And I was like, okay. Of A Witch from Mercury, so it's from the prologue there. It is the Gundam that clearly becomes the Ariel, which we built. So it'll have many parts in common, but there's a few changes here and there. And some weapons that are different, certainly. And also, it's got some beautiful pink to it, which is be nice. We're going to go from a really nice neon green into a very stylish pink right over here. So, it's going to look good. It's gonna look good. And we got a bunch of things to talk about. I watched a little wrestling before the stream started tonight. I watched some wrestling yesterday. We'll probably chat about that. There's some various news in the world out there to chat about. So we'll probably get into those conversations. Hey, guess what? I got a rant in me coming up about Twitter because they did another thing. It's been a hot minute since they did a thing, but they did a thing. And so I want to talk about the thing they did. Let's see. I'm going to retweet my tweet, see if we can get a few of our friends to join us tonight. Again, this might be a very chill, light evening where we might not have a ton of people. But that's okay. Let's get into it. Sorry. My allergies have been whooping my ass. Let's go to the overhead. There's the overhead. Here's the Asmoday. It is body complete. Now, you may remember, if you were here on Thursday, you're like, Pat, you didn't finish these pieces right here. These pieces right here weren't done at the end of Thursday. You're right. These stickers, I was told by somebody who messaged me after the stream saying, hey, those stickers are really annoying. So I just did them on my own. It's whatever. It was fine. It was easy to do. It's just a side skirt or just like missile launchers. And they had very annoying stickers to put on. So I finished that. This kit needs no more stickers. And that's rad. We like that very much. Let's build some weapons. We got a sword that also can detach and be on a wire. So we'll do that part. Probably not going to detach it for the kit, but we'll do that part to make it look snazzy. Excuse me. Partially, I believe, due to the fact that my allergies have been whooping me, and also possibly due to the fact that I did a pretty long D&D session today. My voice is not great. I don't think it's going to give out on me tonight, but it will probably be stressed. I'm going to put some strain on it during these next 2 hours. Let's just start with this. Yesterday, a message went out on Twitter saying, effective March 20th, 2023, only Twitter Blue subscribers will be able to use text messages as their two-factor authentication method. Other accounts can use an authentication app or security key for 2FA. So what does this mean? If you don't have two-factor authentication for a number of websites, you should do it. If your site offers two-factor, you should do it. Now, it has been said that the text version is not super secure, and that is true. That was their justification, going, well, you know, we gotta take care of this because it's not a secure method. Now, does it make sense, friends, to do this and then allow people who have their credit cards associated with Twitter to still use it? Because that's the part, right? If you're like, hey, we've seen a number of vulnerabilities in this, we're phasing it out. We're not getting rid of two-factor, but you gotta make the call here, friends. What we need you to do is go in, figure out something out. Figure out something that is not that. Use any authenticators that are free, or use a key, a USB key thing. But you got to do something. They didn't do that. Instead, they were just like, if you pay us money, you can keep using it. And that obviously feels like part of the grift, or the attempted grift. Because I don't want to... Twitter Blue is certainly a grift. Don't get me wrong. It's nonsense. But it's not a successful grift, right? Like, it's not moving the needle. So a bunch of people were like, you're not going to get me to pay you, Elon Musk. Like, I'm not paying you. This isn't going to get me to pay you. In the same way that the threat to get rid of legacy Twitter Blue, or not Twitter Blue, legacy verification, like I have, like Elon Musk has, because Elon Musk doesn't pay for Twitter Blue. To get rid of that legacy is a thing that is clearly an attempt to get people to sign up for it, right? All of this being said, I must stress to you that you should get rid of two-factor. If you have two-factor, or not get rid of two-factor, you should get rid of SMS, text messaging, two-factor authentication. Kind of want to do a bunch of SMS auth attempts just for the hell of it. So you're going to find in the app, even though it's not the 20th yet, you're going to find in the app that they're going to be telling you that you have to get rid of it. And if you choose not to get rid of it, eventually they will lock your account until you do. Because they just want that gone. Unless you also get Twitter Blue, in which case you're golden. So we got the sword done, and then we'll build this little attachment here for this. C2-4 and C2-6. So basically, though, at some point they'll be like, yeah, it's a month. You're right, it's March. But they are. You're gonna get. So here's the thing: you're gonna keep getting a pop-up about it unless you do it. So I haven't had text messaging authentication two-factor for a while. I switched to I'm using Google Authenticator. There was something a while ago. It was a needed authenticator like that for me to use it. So I started using the Google one. I like it just fine. I think it is a totally reasonable choice. I'm not saying you have to do it, but use another one. I would say use another one. One of the big problems is that people are just going to not use anything, right? They're just going to, if they were using it, they're just going to get rid of it because it's easier than figuring out how to use something else. And that's a problem. That's going to be an actual problem. So hopefully people will be cool and get in there. But I don't know. I feel like the actual answer is unfortunately going to be that people just don't use two-factor at all, and that just makes Twitter more vulnerable, and of course their accounts more vulnerable as well. I mean, I will eventually, but if he's just doing it to save on SMS costs, like people think, I might as well be annoying about it. Yeah, I mean, So the Twitter Blue you know, like can't, you know, probably can't make up for all of that. My assumption is that the vulnerabilities. Here's my assumption. He was told by his engineers that he still has employed that there are some things that need to be cleaned up, and they are high priorities. And he decided a great way to make that fix that priority would be to do this bullshit. That by like, you know, kill two birds with one stone. You know, you take out the discrepancies and the problems, and then you have the solution of also make more money. It's a win-win. You get to fix stuff, and also you get some money. I don't think that's going to work out the way that he would want it to, because I still think that people are going to not get. I think at the end of the day, this does not move the needle in terms of people who are going to suddenly sign up for Twitter Blue. But also stop using text messages as your two-factor. Switch to an authenticator or a key. Key costs money and is its own. It's got its own issues, but you know. I don't know how this attaches. Sorry. I mean, I'm not even going to use this, but I do want to get it attached here. Sorry, hold on. Fuck it. We're not even going to worry about this. We are not going to worry about the wire part. We're not, you know, I might do that later on my own. Let's just finish this sword up, and then we will move on to the next bit. We got a sword done. We're going to say we got a sword done. Let's move on to doing the gun. We'll just do the gun part, and then and then we got to do the other weapons here, and then we can call this kit built. So yeah, so that's a big thing there. Please take my advice. Just get just do a different two-factor, but also don't get Twitter Blue because it is not worth it. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. All right, other things. Update for what would have been a future stream. So I did have plans in the beginning of March. There was a Saturday coming up. So what is that, March 4th? Saturday, March 4th. I thought I was going to change my usual stream. You know, that I was not going to be streaming model kit building. And instead, I was going to do live commentary over the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. That is now not going to happen. It's not because they are not allowing for co-streaming or anything like that. It's literally because they're doing it in Japan, and it won't be on in an hour that I want to stream. Because for the East Coast, it's going to be on at 4:30 a.m. Eastern Time, starting time. So, no, I'm not doing that. No, thank you. So yeah, I will be making a Pat Bear's Anime Club video about it. I did think about recording it and doing like a replay of it and doing commentary, but like I think I want to be in the moment and live. So the plan right now is to do a Pat Bear's Anime Club about the results, and maybe my thoughts on the event. Like I'll watch it on my own. And probably like that Saturday night, I'll talk about the results on stream. But I'm not going to stream at 4. I'm not going to stay up or go to bed and then get up early to cover the Anime Awards. I'm glad they're doing it in front of an audience again. The idea of doing it in Tokyo is a cool idea. But obviously, Turdy says, sounds like a strong argument for a late night stream, early morning stream for a Waffle House. One, no, that's not what that is. And two, if I did go to a Waffle House, I wouldn't live stream out of it. I would just eat omelets, smothered and covered omelets, and enjoy that. But yeah, I would not go in for a live stream. So yeah, no live stream coverage of the Anime Awards, which is a shame because I have enjoyed. I like doing like occasionally a stream like that. You know, I might do a I might do a afternoon stream for like not E3 or not E3. Like I might pick one of the evening ones if it lines up. I might do something like that, like a Tuesday night, instead of playing games, we might do that. Like something like that kind of makes sense as something that like I could see myself getting into doing. All right, so we got gun and sword here. Let's get this arm down. There we go. Gun and sword. Great. Now to do the last bit of weapons here, and then we'll move on this kit and call it quits. But yeah, I'm annoyed by that because I like doing the anime awards and streaming the anime awards, and it's kind of frustrating that I don't get to do that with y'all this year. Last year, I made a Pat Bear's Anime Club that was about the results because they didn't do a stream, which made sense. But because that was when the acquisition stuff was going into full effect, and so it made sense that their focus was on that and not doing a live event or a virtual event. It's like, yeah, it makes sense. So, yeah, basically, kind of bummed on that, but we'll still get some coverage out of it. A good time to remind y'all about... Oh, I didn't include an image here. Hold on. Image incoming. Image incoming. We'll just do that. Browse. Find this image. There it is. Here we go. Make this that. Go there. There we go. We can look at it. It is the Subathon. That is going to be on February 28th, which is a Tuesday, so a week from this coming Tuesday, the Subathon. It is a cool event that you should come check out. It will be starting at 4 p.m. Eastern Time and running till ? It might end up being the longest stream I've ever done. There's a good chance it will be the new longest. The goal is to get to 75 subscribers. Can we reach that goal? I don't know. Will we reach that goal? I don't know. But we're going to do a bunch of stuff, and it'll be a fun time, and you should come hang out and watch some of it, as much as or as little as you want. When we hit 40 subscribers, I'm sorry, I'm going to... Hold on one second. I'm going to make this big so that I can read it on this screen here. When we hit 40 subscribers, I will be taking a look at all of my TV appearances with y'all and the best of the College Humor stuff that I have done. I have gotten my a clip from my appearance on Difficult People, so now that's included. I will, at 50 subscribers, we will watch an hour, maybe more, of New Catch, which is 90s French wrestling. It's wild. At 60 subs, anime karaoke. My voice will probably be shot, but I will be singing some karaoke of anime themes and or insert songs. And it should be a good, silly time. And then at 75 subscribers, I will drink a full glass of Pilk. What's Pilk? Pilk is Pepsi and milk mixed together. It sucks. That's why it's at 75. And I've never tried it before. I just know it sucks because I know that Pepsi and milk don't go together. So I just know in my heart that it sucks. Maybe it rules, and I will drink some Pilk, and I'll be like, fuck yeah, I can't believe I've waited this long to have Pilk. But I can't imagine it's going to be good. If while doing one thing, we get to the next goal, we will continue the thing we did. And then in between those things, because we'll just get rid of that for now. We don't need to look at that. In between those things, of course, I will be playing some Hearthstone. I will be checking out some Persona 4 with mods. Other things might happen. I haven't decided yet. Maybe we'll have like a ton of people and we'll feel like doing Jackbox or something like that. I don't know. It's kind of up in the air. I have like a bunch of like minor plans of things to do. Maybe we'll like watch some like industrial videos or something. It feels like it's probably gonna be a video heavy stream. But yeah, I mean, also if we start the stream and I'm already at 40, we'll hang out a little bit before we get into it. But we'll probably do the stuff we need to do. So if you can come, that'd be great. If you can't make it, that's okay. It'll be fun. And that is the 28th. That is that. I will be talking about it a lot because I want people to come and subscribe to the channel. It's one of the reasons why I finally figured out how to do the browser thing of the sub goals that automatically updates. Because imagine if I was trying to get to 75 and during that stream, like one person subscribed like every little while and I had to manually update it all the time. I don't want to do that. So I've made my life a lot easier by just not doing that shit. All right, we are now done with this kit. I'm going to... the Asmoday. Before we move on, a good kit. I like the Asmoday. This is a perfectly fine kit. I like the colors. It's got too many fucking stickers, but also this is a kit based on a mobile suit from a mobile video game. So I am not surprised that it has a lot of stickers to make it work. But it's also, it's an Iron Blooded Orphans kit, and I like Iron Blooded Orphans kits a lot. So happy to work on it. Like the color scheme. Wish it had less stickers, but totally understand why it does. And now, we'll move on. Bring this up. There we go. Get rid of that. Great. It is the Lfrith. The Lfrith. That is how the dub wants to call it, and that's what we're going to go with. Look, obviously, at its heart, the Ariel that we built, it's very similar to that. It has the holographic plastic piece. It has the reversible stickers. Not as many, because the Ariel is the newer Fred. But it does have one reversible sticker that you're putting on the inside. We'll do it just to practice doing it, but we're going to use this one because this is the cooler one. We're going to use the one that they printed. It's unique and interesting. Got a lot of great colors in here. I love the beam sabers being blue. I love the gun beam being, or the gun like knife sword also being blue. I think it's a great color. So this kit's going to pop. It's going to look great. Again, you got the clear plastic here that we're going to put a sticker on, but we won't use it. And not too many color correcting stickers here. Mostly just that, which is great. We love to see that. It still has the gun that has some weird attachments to it. It still has the sword the shield that breaks off into different pieces. Still a good kit. Like I said, it's going to have a lot in common with the Ariel, which we built before we built this. In a perfect world, this kit, which did not arrive until this week, because it wasn't released until not too long ago in the U.S. It was released in Japan and select places before that. But this kit that is that I pre-ordered in August of last year. In a perfect world, we would have gotten this and built this first and then compared, the Ariel to this instead of the other way around. But that didn't happen. So instead, the Lfrith we will build here on stream. And it's still going to be fucking cool. All right, Anime Awards we talked about. More is happening in the world of wrestling, but I am not currently, obviously, I am not watching Elimination Chamber. I watched the first hour. I got to see 2 matches in an hour, which for the WWE that's a lot of matches. Why? Well, that's because the Elimination Chamber for the women started the night, and we had Asuka win. So we're gonna have Asuka versus Bianca Belair in a match at WrestleMania, which feels like the right way to go. Some people were pulling for Natalya because she is Canadian, and I understand that and I get that, but I wasn't going to be fussed with Natalya versus Bianca. Another person that could have been interesting is Raquel Rodriguez, because she's very new, still kind of green, but talented. Clearly they have high inspirations for her, or high thoughts for her in the WWE. So that could be interesting. Bianca could get a good match out of her. My heart of hearts, I wanted Asuka. I think Asuka going through the face paint change and having a bit of an attitude change is great. I I did not see Nikki Cross pulling it off. I did not want it to be Carmella because, look, here's the thing, right? Carmella is a great heel, and it is very easy, and it's smart that it's easy to boo her. But at the end of the day, I don't think that Carmella is particularly an exceptional wrestler. I think she is an okay wrestler. But, like, I don't think that she is, like, at the level to have a main event, or not a main event, but probably, but I don't think she's at big level, the big level to have a match at WrestleMania. It just did not feel like that was in the cards. So I wasn't putting any thought into her picking that up. And then in what I can't wait to hear the backstage reasons for, if we hear any of them. I don't know if we will. Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley was a very short affair. Bobby Lashley got kicked in the dick by Brock Lesnar. And so Bobby Lashley won by DQ. And then Brock Lesnar attacked the referee and then attacked Bobby after the match and then attacked the referee again. And that's how it ends. I don't know where that leads Brock Lesnar if he's going to beat WrestleMania. Bobby won, but not in a clean fashion or of interesting fashion at all. It's kind of a fucking weird ass thing that happened. I don't know. I was surprised. I will say. I was pretty surprised that those two apparently like wrestling each other. And so one would think that maybe they would have any sort of a camaraderie that would lead to, I don't know, a good match that people were excited about. But that apparently was not in the cards. Okay, so even though I have built the aerial, this head is different from the aerial's head, which requires me to, it says choose a sticker and place it on, choose a sticker. Oh, wait, that's right. These kits say choose a sticker even when there's not an option. There's a weird printing error on these where they're yeah, choose a sticker and then put them on there. Doesn't make any sense. But I do have to be careful here because I don't, okay. So, this is the head here. The stickers are going to go underneath this. So we can do that now. Because there's only one set of eye stickers, which are 2 and 3. Right up there. Despite evidence to the contrary, these are not, even though these are googly eyes, these are not the eye stickers. Those are the chest stickers. So I do think, though it would be funny to give Ariel big googly eyes. That is kind of a funny idea. I'm gonna put this in and then put the stickers on over it. And I'm probably gonna panel line and then put the top piece on and then put the other stickers on here. They do separate though. I think this is great. All the top row here, and they even color code it. All of these are the head stickers, and so they're all together, and so it is easy to find them, and I think that is helpful. Just like the aerial, this kit requires 0 polycaps. It does have obviously some color correcting stickers, but not a lot of stickers. You know, we're dealing with 2 are optional here, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 stickers, 12 if you use one of them. One of the stickers is optional because you can just use the printed piece here for the chest. So that's cool. That's not that many stickers. I think that's neat. So I talked about what happened at WrestleMania. Now I can tell you that Rampage was on an early time last night. It was at 7 p.m. The big thing that happened there is that Keith Lee came back. Keith Lee has shaved his head, and so he has some hair left, and that is going gray because I guess when he shaved his head, he revealed. Now, either he was dyeing his hair, or once he shaved it all off, revealed that the stuff underneath was gray, which happens to some people, or it could be either. But I do think that Bobby looks good with gray hair. Not Bobby. Keith Lee looks good with gray hair. It is a distinguished option for him as a man that went gray. The facial hair, I can appreciate the gray. I think it is a good look for one, Keith Lee. And I hope he likes it, because that's the most important thing. Also on SmackDown, Bray Wyatt said that he wanted the winner of Bobby versus Brock. Now, obviously, Bobby won via DQ, and so maybe we're getting Hurt Business versus like the Spooky Crew, the Spooky Squad. That is a possibility. Or because Brock was dominant, I think Brock Bray would be terrible. I think that would be a terrible choice. So hopefully it's Bobby Lashley getting scared of weirdos and getting the Hurt Business back together to help protect them from all the weirdness that's happening. That's my guess. I don't have any definitive idea on that. Is there any other wrestling? Oh, hey, Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. We should talk about Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. So I tweeted about how I didn't think that in 2023 I would be. Electronica just subscribed with Prime. That's 18 months. Thank you so much. Let's do the applause there. Thank you very much. If you're currently a subscriber, everybody can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the moat in the chat. We are at 32 subscribers. We are on the road to 40. And that is rad as fuck. Thank you very much, Electronica. Appreciate your support. 18 months is a lot of fucking months. That's rad. Thank you very much for that. So I tweeted that I didn't think that in 2023 I would become the guy that won't shut up about Japanese wrestling, but, probably could see it coming. Look, there are a few choices that I have made in my life as far as entertainment that have been positive for me. A few years ago when I was like, I'm getting a Crunchyroll subscription. I want to get back into watching a lot of anime. That was very good for me and like my... like relaxing at night and just chilling out and having a good old time. That was important. That was a good thing for me. When I decided not to watch Lost and instead waited until it was done and then watched Lost, that was an excellent entertainment choice for me. But right now, the biggest, most recent choice I made was, Wrestle Universe seems cheap. I want to watch this. I want to watch some stuff on there. I'll get it for a month. I'll get Wrestle Universe. I like a lot of Joshi wrestlers when they come to the United States. I've had a New Japan subscription before. Why not? There's a bunch of stuff in there. I've seen DDT shows. I like DDT. I'll give this a go. What a fucking great decision on my part, y'all. I made such a good choice. It's very inexpensive due to the conversion rate. So I would highly recommend that if you've got some dollars to spare and you're ever been interested in checking out some wrestling, that a subscription to Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling is worth it. There was an event last night. So here's the thing about Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. There are ridiculous characters. Most girls who wrestle for that company have ridiculous characters, silly, fun, nonsense characters. But also all of them are good wrestlers. They're all competent wrestlers. There are very few just complete and utter heels in that company. There are very few wrestlers that are just like assholes. There's a clear green here, or I could use a sticker. I'm going to zoom in so you can see this here. This has the clear green, or I could use a sticker. I am not going to use the sticker because I would rather use this clear green because it looks way better than the sticker. So what's it like as an American fan? Is there an English commentary at all? So great question, Lasbrook. The big events have English commentary. Not every show has English commentary. There's smaller shows, like the one that I watched last night, did not have English commentary. Occasionally, they put shows on Wrestle Universe for Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling that don't have it at all. The same thing with DDT, the same thing with Pro Wrestling Noah, the same thing with Gundam. They will have shows that will not have English commentary. They will have shows that only have Japanese. And Tokyo Joshi has shows that, basically the equivalent of house shows that they broadcast. They don't even have any commentary at all. So it's a little tough. You want to go like look at some blogs, check out what people are saying about some stuff, some guides. There's some things. Or while you're watching the event, maybe check the hashtag while you're watching something live, right? If it's a show without English commentary, you can look at the hashtag because then you're getting like, oh, okay, like there was a girl at the start of the show last night before, like the pre-show, because they show the pre-show. And she started crying, and I didn't quite know why. Like, there was a match graphic. Well, that's because Shino, temporary name, that's her temporary name is Shino. Shino found out in front of the audience that next month she's having her first match. Her debut match is next month, and she had an emotional reaction. And then later it was like, oh, this makes sense. Or like, there was a promo, and I was like, something is happening with one of these idols, and I don't know what's going on. Turns out one of the wrestlers in the company is still a member of a idol group. That idol group performed, and then another member of the idol group is going to be a referee at an upcoming show because she has said how she thinks it's cool. So now they're going to have her be a referee, and so they were talking about all of that. And I was like, thank you, Twitter, for helping me understand what's going on here. So everybody in there is a goofy character. There are big, huge characters, larger-than-life nonsense characters, right? Like Hyper Misao. Hyper Misao is like something like a person that wants to be a Kamen Rider, that wants to be an Ultraman, that wants to be Mugen Rider from One Punch Man. But she's a wrestler, but she wants to be a neighborhood superhero. Her finishing move, which is a cross body, is called I Am a Hero in English. She yells, I am a hero, and then flies, which is doing a cross body from the top rope. She's great. She's a larger-than-life nonsense character. There's a character, Mizuki. Mizuki is, I would describe Mizuki as like your bratty younger sister. She's also a very fucking good wrestler, but like she's just like she's just like a whiny little brat. She's a brat, a capital B brat. Like that's her character. That's like whatever. Yuka, the current princess champion, Yuka Sakazaki, is a magical girl. She gives a lot of thumbs up, and she's having a great time kicking your fucking head off. Also, there's some people that don't really have, like, defining characters. They don't have, like, big characters. Miyu Watanabe is, like, all smiles, and she's got, like, a ponytail that she, like, makes sure is fixed before she gives you a fucking swing, the giant swing. And she's mostly just, like, happy to be here. And then you've got, like, Miyu Yamashita, whose character is that she's fucking cool. She's just a fucking badass and kicks ass and rules. That's like her thing. It's like, she doesn't really need a character. She's mostly just cool as shit. So there are a lot of big kids. There's like Yuki is still an idol. Maki Ito is a former idol. There's a what's her name? Kiyomi. Kiyomi is like been around for quite some time as a wrestler, and her big thing is that she's like excited to be, she's dumb as dirt and excited to be a wrestler, but also feels bad that she's hurting people. So one of her big moves is to like apologize for fighting before doing a move. And she just so happens to be apologizing while on the back of her opponent. And it's just like, okay, sure. Shoko is Hyper Misao's tag partner, but also Shoko is like just unbelievably cool and fun, and like she's got like a wolf gear, but that's because she's a kaiju. She's just a big monster, but she's not big, she's tiny, but she acts like she's a monster, and is very, very fun. We're done with the head here. Finish the head, can move on to the chest, or first we'll do the neck. Anyway, Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling rules. The main event was a tag match that featured Aja Kong. Aja Kong is back out of never actual retirement, but injury. Aja Kong was there, and everyone was just scared, and it was very cool. Good shit. Totally worth checking out. It was a very fun time. Also, I was tweeting about this. You may have seen it. I don't know. I don't know how close you follow my Twitter bullshit. But I was talking about how if I ever book another wrestling show, comedic or video game or otherwise, if I ever book another wrestling show, my promise to you, my friends, is that I promise you I will do this. I will make sure that I book an idol group, because why was I not booking an idol group before? Is that reasonable for me to do? No. Is it a weird promise? Yes. But I want to do it because there were 2 idol performances in this show. One was Yukiari is still a member of SKE48, which is a local to where they were performing, but still well-known and well-regarded idol group. And so she's keeping it as an idol while being a wrestler, which is a lot, but good for her. So she's still like, I'm doing it. I'm going for it. We're going to do whatever. Which is great. Good for her. So her idol group performed, and she performed what? She performed 4 songs in this show, and then also wrestled in the main event against Aja Kong, which is wild. And then apologized for getting beat up so much by Aja Kong. She was just like, I took a lot of damage there. Sorry, everybody. This is very funny. She was just like, my bad for getting beat up. Anyway, there was also just a straight up thing, a thing that I don't quite understand the logistics of, but I love. So, a thing in Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling is that there's an announcer that comes out, the ring announcer. She comes and warms up the crowd. Lately, she's been reminding people that it's okay to cheer, because that is they were doing live shows, but then the audience couldn't make a lot of noise, from opening their mouths and yelling and all that. It's still a masked event, but then they're like, hey, please. Now they're like, you can cheer. You can cheer, and it's cool to cheer. And so they go through the whole, reminder of how that works and all that other stuff, which I think is fun. It's a fun thing. And then 3 wrestlers come out, and they don't come out to wrestle. And sometimes they might not even be on the card to wrestle. They're just there. And these 3 wrestlers sing. They perform a couple songs, the Up Up Girls. They perform a few idol songs for the crowd. And they are the opening act. And it's weird. And they're in their wrestling gear. And one of them is a heel. Noah is a fucking heel, but she just sings whatever. And 2 of them sometimes tag together, but not all the time. They don't always tag together. And it's so fucking weird. And then there was a new girl that is now a junior member, because I believe that one of them is probably getting out of the whole be an idol as well game, and be a performer. She's moving up the card, so she's probably moving out of the opening. I assume Miyu is gonna stop doing it. That's my guess. I don't know for sure, but it's really weird and great, because as I said, in Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, there are Maki Ito is a former idol who still does some idol stuff, but not a lot. Yukiari is currently an idol. She is still an active idol. Neither of them. And a girl who debuted this year, Yuhara Wakana, is also a former idol that sings her own entrance song, which is good. It's a very good song. So there are 3 former or current idols in the company. None of those girls sing. The girls that sing at the beginning of the show are just 3 other girls. And it rules, because it has nothing. None of them have none of it is part of their gear or their gimmick, I should say. It's just a thing that happens, and I love it. It's so weird, so strange. Anyway, that's my big pitch on Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. It's very good. Everybody's in that company is very fun and great. There is a girl who is a cat girl, and she's really into that, and all her moves are like cat specific. And then there's a luchadora who has a penguin-themed wrestling mask and gear, and she's just a good luchador. This is luchadora. She's just a very competent wrestler in the Mexican style that has nothing to do with looking kind of like an emperor penguin. And it's very good. It's very Kaya. It's very, very good. There's also Palm Harajuku. And I don't know how to describe Palm, except that she might be my favorite wrestler in Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, and she is a comedy wrestler and a nightmare. She is a gremlin. Part of her moveset is singing really loud and trying to trick people into winning via trickery. In a last show before this one, she was fighting Yukiari and convinced Yukiari that she's a fan. She is a fan, but she was trying to convince her to do a concert and then tried to turn that concert into a roll-up to win the match. It was very funny. She does a move where she gets people like their arms stuck, and then she just pounds on their chest for no reason, and it's not an effective move, but she does it. It's very fun. This is a very fun wrestler. Palm rules. She's basically just like a gremlin. And I like that. I like that for her. Weird gremlin wrestler. It's very good. I think that's it about that. I just love it. I think it's very fun, and I would recommend seeing that. I don't know, get a trial at Wrestle Universe. See if it's something that you're like, pay for a month. See if there's something you want to do. Because you also have like Pro Wrestling Noah, which is like takes itself very seriously. You got Gambare, which is like also a smaller promotion that takes itself pretty seriously. DDT, which is like a nonsense company that has like strong wrestlers in it, but also loves how nonsensical of a company it can be. There's like a bunch of weird, good stuff going on in that company, or for that. Like I said, some English language, not all of it. Can't ever guarantee it. But again, I like it. Let's see. Other things I want to talk about tonight. Second hour, we'll, of course, talk about anime. Probably talk about some video games. This was another piece of anime news that I wanted to put out. The Black Clover movie, Sword of the Wizard King, has been postponed until June. It was originally going to be coming out in theaters and Netflix. So I was going to have to get Netflix for a month on March 31st. But they're going to get it on June 16th. It is going to be on Netflix. Netflix has said that they will have that. This is a in canon movie. I believe. I want to double check. Yes, I believe that this is the in canon continuation of the series because it ended. They ended it. The manga continued, but this is in canon. This picks up where it left off. And I was looking forward to it because I like Black Clover a lot. I think Black Clover starts kind of weak, but just is such a good shonen, just full of like really vibrant, fantastic characters, and is a really fun series. And it's a shame that it ended, and now that it's being delayed, but hopefully it'll just end up being better because of the delay. Gotta hope. Gotta put my hopes on that because it is just a quality series. So, and also the mangaka is the what does it say here? He's the chief supervisor in original characters, which is good. And a lot of people from the TV anime are back to do it, so that's good. So yeah, that was a little bit of a bummer news. Let's see if there's any wrestling stuff we want to talk about here. I'm going to get an update here. I'm going to hit refresh, see what the top stories are. Oh yeah, in the world of wrestling, excited for an upcoming match on Dynamite, the All Atlantic title match, which will be Wheeler Yuta versus Orange Cassidy. They have a lot of history. Chuck Taylor literally taught Wheeler Yuta how to wrestle at the Wrestle Factory, and there's a lot of bad blood now because Yuta was in the Best Friends, and then got kicked out of the Best Friends, and then or left the Best Friends, and then people were bummed that he left. Now he's with the Blackpool Combat Club. A lot of ill will. Wheeler was looking for a teacher, and they were looking for a friend. It's good. It's good. Let's see. I'm looking at the news here. Hey, Lord Crashton, welcome. All right, I'm not getting any other updates here on wrestling, so we'll move on from there. In a little bit, we'll take a pause for the calls, talk about ways you can support the channel, all of that. Just doing a quick refresh here. People seem to like that Nintendo theme park. I don't think I'll ever be there. I'm cool with that myself, but yeah, people seem to like that. Here's some One Piece news. The One Piece Dragon Ball Z weird crossover episode, episode 590, is going to be on Toonami. It's a Toriko One Piece Dragon Ball Z weird thing because of Toei. It's a weird Toei thing. That's going to be out. Yeah, Toonami's going to put that out. That is a silly thing to be happening. That is a fun, silly thing. Yeah, that is a weird thing that's come there. I mean, you can find it if you want. It came out in 2013. If you want to find it, you could. But yeah, it did not. It was not part of Crunchyroll. It was not on Toonami. And it's getting a dub too. That's the weird. I think that's the weirdest thing, is that they're dubbing that episode. Like, it's one thing to be like, because you're like, oh yeah, they're gonna put it out, whatever. They'll do it like a weird late night Adult Swim thing. It's like, no, it's getting. It's fucking getting a dub for this weird crossover. So that's just a strange thing. I found that news surprising. There's also some manga crossovers, but yeah. Also, the thing that is pretty funny is that this crossover wasn't for diehard One Piece fans or for diehard Dragon Ball Z fans. These crossovers were to really promote Toriko, which was a very short-lived early 2010s, like maybe 2012, 2013, 2014, like really short-lived anime series. So it really was to push that show. And it obviously didn't work because So that is very funny. So like it's just like, yeah, you got One Piece, you got Goku, and you got we got Luffy, and they're competing, and then there's some other fucking guy that's there too. It's very weird. All right, let's get this chest piece on here, and then we'll move on to the other pieces that we need to put on. Just gotta go like this. So yeah, I found that to be very funny. I don't know if I've ever seen it. I probably did see it. I don't remember it, which is bad, but also I've watched so much One Piece. Maybe I've never seen it. Maybe I just just never got around to grabbing the fan sub of it because I was watching a lot of fan subs at that time. So that's totally possible. I just never got around to it. All right, let's get this all connected. This is going to require a lot of panel lining here because we got plenty of white parts here that are going to need doings, and we're going to use black on this pink because I think that's going to look real good. It's going to be real vibrant that way. Let's see, there's other stuff. Let's see. We talked about the classic anime stuff that's coming to YouTube, Death Note, Sailor Moon, and some other stuff. Classic is a weird word, but I'm using that there. We talked about that on Thursday. Those are a little difficult to download or find your way on there because they are considered like free movies. And so they have DRM that isn't on like every YouTube video. So you got to go a little extra to make those work. But it's possible. Or, while you're watching it, hit that old local recording button on your OBS full screen capture or something. You'll figure it out. You'll figure out what to do with it. You'll make it work. I believe in you. Let's panel line this, and then we'll put on more parts here. We'll get like some of this done. I started watching OG Naruto with the dub, and the first arc with the Ozabuza and Haku fight is some dark stuff for that show to start on. And then Chunin exam with Rock Lee being introduced. Yeah. That was one of those things. Like, I think that was important in the manga, because the anime isn't like big different from the start of the manga, but you do have the knowledge of where the manga goes, right? Like, some characters are introduced in the anime a little bit before they're introduced in the manga, because like they were probably in the background, one could surmise, but like weren't like a stable thought. So it's just like, well, if there's a girl that's had a crush on Naruto ever since she first saw him, she's probably in the background of some of these shots, but isn't in the manga because that wasn't decided that. So like, it's not like a big thing, but I will say, the anime is a little toned down from the manga, and at a certain point, it's like, well, we got to get into some heavy shit here. Can confirm there is no episode 590 of One Piece on Crunchyroll. Yes, I was aware of that. That is something I knew, that it wasn't on Crunchyroll. I think I might have seen it under other means, perhaps. That is how I went about it at one point. But yeah, they don't. That was never properly licensed for subs or dubs, or anything at the time. So it is kind of wild. It's coming back. Let's see. Yeah, I think there was there. I think that's all the news stuff that I want to talk about. But yeah, the Naruto is kind of like, hey, it's sad what's going on with this kid, and hey, this other kid's got a fucking backstory that we'll get into later that isn't great. And then it's just like, there are people out there that are fucked up, and this is gonna be fucked, dude. Get ready for it. Some of this shit is not gonna be cool. But then they get introduced some characters that are fun, and you get some comic relief going in there, and it's like, oh, that's great. And then they introduce another character with a tragic backstory that is just all kinds of not cool, dude. Gaara is pretty horror. He's got like a whole horror thing going. Dude, it's fucking no joke. Gaara's some scary shit. Yeah, Gaara is totally like, hey, what the fuck? What's going on with this anime? When he comes in, he's some real like dark ass AMV stuff going on with Gaara. All right, let's go. We'll panel line this, then we'll take a pause for the cause. You know the drill. Talk about ways you can support the channel, get into all that. Talk about some other anime. Everybody in Leaf Image is mostly okay, and the Gaara shows up. I mean, like there's some shit going on in the village, because like you get the sense right away that like, hey, a couple of these people seem to suck ass, but like maybe they're just doing it for the village, but like maybe that's not cool. And there's like a lot of people that are just like, oh, that's fun comic relief, and like, oh, that guy might be cool, and I don't know what's going on with these folks, but all right. This person doesn't really have anything going on there, but yeah, and then Gara just kind of comes in to be like, some ninjas are fucked up, even as teens. Get some panel lighting on there. Love this fucking pink. It's so good looking, so sharp. Big fan of the pink here. Pink plastic, should specify. Of course, there's a little bit more left to put on here, but I'm going to be putting the chest piece on here. I want a panel light underneath it before we put that on. And we'll apply the sticker for the other version, but we are using this one because this one fucking rules. So why would I use the other one? Why would I use the one that's going to be like dependent on me getting the sticker to line up perfect when I can instead use the one that's just going to look good? And the chest that has eyes, they're not eyes, but they look like eyes. You know. But yeah, we'll talk about some anime. We'll talk about some video games in the second hour. Talk about ways you can support the channel. I'll promote some stuff. Saturday night shit. How it goes. You know what it is and what's up and all that stuff. We'll get into that. I won't talk too much about it, but I'm almost done with I wanted to get to the end of the Lara Croft DL or pack, the Tomb Raider pack for Power Wash Simulator, which we're going to be checking out on Tuesday. On Tuesday we're going to do Power Wash Simulator because after that there will be the chance to show the new stuff. So I wanted to finish it, and then we'll just go back into free play and check out all of that. And that has been fun. That's been a good time. Some fun, odd surprises. There's a lot of references in there for like Tomb Raider heads, which I am not. But there's stuff where I'm like, this is clearly a reference to something that I'm not getting. I'm sure other people are fucking psyched about all this. For me, I'm just like, okay, sure, I don't know what this is, but all right. They introduced a new mechanic, as far as I can tell. There have been a few things in Power Wash Simulator that are interactive, but they were like, turn the sound on or move this ride. This is in line with that, but it's very rare because there's a lot of maps that don't involve this. But I don't know, we'll look at it when we look next week, but I was surprised when I got there that I was like, oh, this is different. Like I said, there was like, run the Ferris wheel, but that's very inconsistent that they do stuff like that. But like I said, we'll be checking out all the stuff, like jumping into all of the stages that I didn't show you because we were just starting from the top last time because it came out the same day. And I wanted to start from scratch. But we'll check all that out. But yeah, there's some secrets and stuff. Okay, let's go over here to the intro. Now is the part of the stream where I'm going to talk to you, my friends, about ways you can support the channel if you are so inclined and interested in doing so. All the things I'm about to talk about here are optional. None of these things need to be done, but if you would like to do them, you're more than welcome to. Let's start off. I will say at some point, somebody renewed their subscription and didn't hit the notification because we jumped up to 33 subs. We were at 32, and now we're at 33, and that's rad. We're currently at 33 subscribers out of 40. If you are a subscriber right now, you can throw the Barricade, the Lego. If you're a Tier 2 subscriber, you get the blue emote. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. We had Levitronica resub with Prime tonight, which rules. Rich Izzle says, oh yeah, hi, that me. Well, thank you so much. We're also throwing the Barricade, the Lego, and the Scythe emote in there for you. Thank you very much for renewing your subscription. But yeah, we're currently at 33. The goal is to hit 40 on the 28th when I do my subathon. That goal will jump up to 75. But right now, it is at the reasonable 40. So if you'd like to become a subscriber, you're more than welcome to do that. Subscribing is the easiest way to support what I do here. Again, you could Gift a sub. If you already are a subscriber or you just don't want to become one, gift a sub to somebody in the community. Join Aristofan on the gift sub leaderboard. You could just do that. That would be cool as hell. That is something you could do if you wanted to. There are alternatives to becoming a subscriber. Oh, bits and coins, always appreciated. But I also have a Patreon, and there's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. There are different rewards for the different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon. And then also at youtube.com/PatBaer. Of course, subscribing to my YouTube is free, and please do. Getting a boost in subscribers would be excellent. But also on my YouTube, there is a membership you can join. And for $2 a month, you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. My next Wednesday video will be longer than my current one and is a character bit that I think is going to be pretty good. I have not finished writing it yet, but I have some time before I have to record it. So check that out. See if that's something you're interested in and looking at. Also, those are monthly ways to subscribe and help me out. But what about a one-time donation? Well, you could make that. You could do that on a one-time through PayPal or Stream Elements or my coffee. And everything I make through direct donations, through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watching my videos helps, through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund which I use to buy model kits and equipment. With that fund, the Lfrith right here, I pre-ordered last August because I had funds in my model kit account thanks to your generosity in the past. So past y'all made it so that I could pre-order this kit and work on it, which is great. It's fucking cool as hell. This rules. That is a fucking thing. Now, I have... this was voted on by my $10 patrons as the next thing that I start. I have other things in my backlog that I will be happy to build, but I will not be building those things if you make me pause and instead build the thing you want me to build. And you would do that by going over to my Amazon wish list and buying something that would force me to build that next. Because anything that's bought on any of my wish list jumps the queue, becomes the next thing I build because that's the least I could do. I've got Lego sets, I've got model kits, inexpensive kits, expensive kits, some stuff that's been on sale for a little while and is like pretty reasonably priced, especially for like right now. A bunch of different things. You buy that, it comes to me in the mail. I make a dedicated video for my YouTube channel. It jumps the queue and becomes the next thing I build. That's the least I could do because you're spending your hard-earned dollars on something for me to build. There's some gear at the bottom because it's always nice to have some cool gear. A very comfortable wheelie chair that will be way better than the chair I currently have. It's been marked down to $30, and that's nice. A bunch of different stuff in there. Some stuff that would be great. Some stuff that would just be like, yeah, sure, whatever. And it's nice to have gear in there. Obviously, optional. You don't have to do any of that. But if you wanted to buy something and have me build it, you definitely could do that. Let's see. That's my wish list. I also have a throne. That is my alternative to Amazon because it is nice to have an alternative. No one has ever bought anything on Throne for me, but I do want to have a alternative to Amazon. It's important to have that. Also, Throne really cares about making sure that like personal details are kept secure, and we like that here. And then, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. You could always just go to USA Gundam Store and buy a gift card and then send me a DM on Twitter. Because for now, anyway, my DMs are open. Or a whisper here on Twitch with the gift card code. And I will use that to buy something on Amazon. Not Amazon, on USA Gundam Store. That's a promise of something that I will do. If you want to support me and not spend any money, we're going to get back to building in just a moment. Join my Discord. My Discord is always free, obviously, and is very cool. My Discord is not linked to like a Patreon bonus. There's a special place in there for patrons that nobody really uses, and that's fine. But it's open to anybody that wants to follow the link. You don't have to be a subscriber here or a Patreon member or anything like that. You can just join. I realize I haven't always said that part of it. Pat Baer's Anime Club is an ongoing video series where every week I shoot a video about something in the world of anime I want to talk about. This is a manga club episode. It is me looking at some chill slice of life manga. Maybe you'll find a new favorite. And then Baerly Rehearsed is an ongoing video series where every week I promise I'm doing a character that I have written and performed with some amount of rehearsal. It might be barely, but there is some. And this one is a dumb shower thought of like a pun that I had to make into a video. And I don't want to say that it's like good, but I really like it. Like, I don't think it's like great, but it's really fun, and I enjoyed making this one. It's one of the silliest ones I've done. So take a look at that. We're going to get back to building, and we're going to talk about some model kit stuff, and then also some anime. But first things first, I am required to drink some water, because I need to, and dramatically transition back to the overhead shot, which is a silly thing I came up with, but I'm happy to do it every time. And here we go. All right, so we are going to be using this one. I'm going to put it on here, but we are also going to take a look at the stickers because maybe you want to do the sticker versions. Also, they are reverse, the inverse stickers, and that is cool and weird. And so I do want to take a look at that because this is a I've never experienced this before. Lord Crashton wants me to hit the dance button, and I will right now. That is fun. That's nonsense. I might mute that reward on my long subathon if a lot of people have channel points and start going nuts with it. I guess I reserve the right to mute that one at any time, but y'all have been good about not spamming it. So, all right. So this is the best version of that. I got a lot of points to spend. Lord Gruston says yes, indeed. I could also make it so it costs like 250,000 points or something like that. You'd still have some, I know. All right, so this is the one we're going to use because this holographic plastic, it just fucking kicks ass, and they did the hard work for us, so why not? But we also can take out A1, and we can put on some stickers. So they also, if you wanted to do it yourself. Now, again, the sticky part is going to be the part we want to look at, which is it's wild. It's a weird choice. It is a cool idea. So we can do that as well. And I'll just show you that. Because like I said, we did it on the aerial. This is the first time I've ever done that. So maybe, this or the aerial will be the first time you do that too. Get underneath the sticker. So this is just the black. If we put this on, it'll look like this. It'll be black underneath, and that is cool looking. So we could do that. Put that back there. But what the one we want is this one, which is, of course, check that shit out. So it very similar. They're very similar. This is now the sticky part. So we can just kind of lay that out like that. Again, I'm okay with stickers. Like this doesn't matter. I didn't do this perfect. I would want to peel this off and do it right. And I would start with like the point and try to get the point perfect and then spread it out. And I could probably do a second pass at it. But if they included the part that's great, like the aerial has other parts that you have to do this or you want to do this, the underside stickiness. It does include the chest. But since it gave me the option of the good one that they did for me that isn't a sticker, I'm obviously going to use that one because it looks way better. Yeah, so I'm not going to worry about that. But it's cool that they include it. It's cool they give you the option. I like that it gives you the, processing sort of vibe. And then also it's black. It's just like a cool, clean black. I think that the fact that you have options is very cool. And then we'll just hit around it with some gray, which will just kind of pop this whole area here. Yeah, it's going to look good. And now our chest is done. And now we can move on to the arms, and we can do all of this 2 at a time because the arms are symmetrical, except for, the connections where it's not. And while I am building some arms, everyone's favorite Nintendo game, while we're working on the arms, I can talk to you about some anime. I got anime to talk about, my friends. We got to talk about some anime. So, as always, Endo and Kobayashi Live is a very weird show to do the play-by-play because it is a show about play-by-play. So it's like, okay, and this happens, but this is how it's a weird show to describe. So I just kind of hit bulleted points with the show, and I think that has been helpful because overall it is still just a quality program that I've enjoyed quite a bit. So we'll just kind of talk about it as it happens. Get those together. Drama is happening. There's some plot stuff. We get to see them, Endo and Kobayashi, get roped into doing. There's like a basketball game, and so we get to see them do commentary for it, and you get the whole element of it's fun. It's fun to watch this dude who he got into this club. 1, because he liked the girl, but 2, because he got injured and had to give up sports. So this was like his consolation, And it's fun to explore that, to have our dude be out there and kind of be close to the action. It's like, other than the fact that they're now we have this weird connection with this video game where characters could hear them, they also are still high school students and still have other interests. And while this show is clearly not does not seem to have the biggest budget because sometimes it does not look particularly good, I will say this basketball game looked kind of fucking good. It looks surprisingly good for, again, what does not seem to be the biggest fucking budget in the world for this TV anime. But it was so good. We get more stuff inside the game. The Eternal thing, and a little bit more, there's a little bit more about hey, we're directly influencing this game. How does that work? The mechanics of the game is the game gonna try to get what it wants done? What's happening here? So there's some at play there that is interesting. I don't know how much we're gonna get of that. And we get the hero girl and her now love interest and a bunch of different relationship stuff that's good. Also, the nightmares and how it's a weird thing. Lise is right now Lise cannot hear them. Other people can hear the voice of the gods. She can't, and that's interesting. And it's just we're getting a lot of backstory about our would-be Villainess that we have chosen to support, and that's interesting. I think that's pretty unique. The whole thing is pretty great. Yeah, I don't know. There's this thing where it's just there is a exploration of what is headcanon between the observers and what are they forcing in on this world, because they are, they're dictating. Characters now have information they would not have in the game otherwise. There was no way for them to have. They have knowledge they shouldn't have, theoretically, or would never get, and that's very strange. The whole thing is interesting, and I like that this anime is not afraid to pose questions. Now, is there going to be a payoff? I don't know. I can't tell you. I have not read this manga. I don't know the source material. But it is willing and interested in engaging with these questions, and that's more than a lot of series that are very on the surface. So overall, I'm pretty psyched about it. I have been enjoying what I have been perusing. And like I said, it's a hard one to do the weekly play-by-play of this happened and that happened. Farming life in another world, very easy to talk about. It's just this event happened and that event happened, and then these characters did a thing, and here we go. Like, that's basically the whole. It's like, and then this happened. It's very easy, but this one is a little more tough. Speaking of which, farming life in another world. I've still an easygoing series, but there's some new characters that I'm interested in. So the demon general shows up, and he's just like, "Hey, you killed our wyverns? Like, what's going on over here?" Bazel, and then like. Our main character Higuru's like, hey, how about I give as a tribute to the Demon Lord for, using this land, like a tax? What if we give like some of our food? Like, we make great food and we make a lot of it. What if we just like give you a tribute? And they were like, that sounds good, because you also seem scary. And then later he's like, why didn't you ask for more? And he's like, well, because the vampire princess lives there, and also that angel that everyone is scared of, and a bunch of elves and lizard men are there. And hey, did you know there's a great demon spider and a bunch of inferno wolves? This is, I will say this, friends, this is our first time hearing anyone call the wolves inferno wolves, which is a fucking cool name for our cool wolf friends. Apparently, they're inferno wolves, which is just it's just great. It has a great bit of information. So he's just like, yeah, that place is scary as hell. So like, they want to negotiate with us, and that's great. Then the Demon King is like, or the Dragon King. The Dragon King is just like, hey, I want to go see what's up over here. I'm hearing some weird shit. What's up? And then Hiraku is like, oh, you know what? I'm the mayor of this town. We have to have like diplomatic relations. Like, we've got to do diplomacy. He's like, I forgot. I probably have to be like negotiating with people more. So they build like an embassy so that people that are visiting can stay there. So they're not putting them up in like, it doesn't make sense for the mayor to offer like his own house to visitors, especially if they might be, neutral and not supporters. So he's like, all right, we're gonna make like an embassy and people can stay there, and it's just like a guest house, but for important people. So they make that. That's smart. And he's just like, hey, everybody. Not everyone you don't know that shows up is necessarily an invader. Some of them might just be guests we haven't met yet. Like, they're guests. It's like, yeah, just chill out. And then it's a good thing he does all that, because some beast men show up. We got Garf. They're like miners and hunters. The beast men, they're just like, hey, we heard you have like food. We have goods. Would you want to trade? And they set up some trade, and like our dude he's the only, there's some lizard men, but he is the only like humanoid male in the village. So he's just like, cool, what's up, beast men? Nice to meet you. Excited to have you hanging out. And then they're like, could some of us move here as a show of good faith? And he's just like, hell yeah. But then only girls show up. Literally, they send like 10 women or something, or 20 women, beast women. Just like, because every person has it in their head that this dude is super strong and people should probably have children with him because it will be beneficial. And he's just like, you know what? I'm finally going to put my foot down. You need to send some dudes. What's going on? And they're like, sure, we'll send some men. And they only send young boys to the village, which is great for some of the women because they have like their younger brothers or their sons to come hang out. But they are not of marrying age. So again, you got the lizard men, but you don't have any like male elves or anything. You just have our main guy, and he is getting pretty worried about what that is going to mean for him. Again, this is a very easy watch, very laid back slice of life isekai. It is effortlessly watchable. The character work, I think, is one of the reasons. Like I talked about, cool wolves that are now called Inferno wolves. We know great character designs. It's a harem show, but it is not a. This character is not like he's not. He's building a harem, but it is an inadvertent harem. He is not out there to be like, he's not a lush. He's not out there like trying to persuade people to come with him. He's just a dude doing things. Again, it is a totally watchable, easily digestible isekai that I've been enjoying. It's like I watch it on Fridays, or sometimes I'll watch it on Saturday, and it's just like. It's a show that I watch like at lunch. That it has become a very good lunch anime on Saturday sometimes. Like totally easy to enjoy. Which I can also say about chilling in my 30s after getting fired from the Demon King's army. Which at some point I will just get caught up. I've been one episode behind on this show, and then at some point I will just get caught up on that episode. And just do 2 episodes at some point. But right now, hasn't happened yet. So, our boy Daryl, to get you a reminder about our boy Daryl, he was raised as the son of the Demon King. He got fired when his half-brother took over as king. Fired him, sent Daryl away. Daryl found a human village. Turns out Daryl has been a human this whole time, which is why he can't use demon magic, but he can use human magic. Why would he have ever tried human magic? So a guy that was just known for being a good supportive and smart and a good paperwork boy turns out to actually be a very competent fighter because he just never had the opportunity to learn skills that he needed for that. He has been offered a job in the big city. He's been out in his local village with Marika, a girl that he has a huge fondness for, and that is really interested in him. And she's offered a big city job, so he might leave the village. She's like, you should take that job. You know, you've worked hard and you should go. But he's already like, nah, I'm not going to go. And then they kiss. They kiss because they have been interested in one another. And there's implications that later will reveal, yes, they did hook up. Let's see. We had the half-brother visits their father, the retired king, because he got injured by the hero. So when pressed about Daryl, he's like, yeah, Daryl's doing his thing. And then the Demon King like attacks him, and he's just like, I know that he left. You got to bring Daryl back. But Bashvasa is like, no, because he's like, no, I'm going to prove to you that I can do this without him, that Daryl isn't needed, that everyone's wrong for thinking that he is. I'm going to show you. Which is just like, all right, well, good luck, dude. Daryl and Marika did spend the night together, which totally knocks Daryl out. He's real weak about it. And then Daryl's like, all right, I'm going to have to tell these parents what's going on. And then Marika's father is like, hey, you're not going to go to the city. This is a great opportunity. What if, hear me out, you become the new village chief? What do you become mayor? And Daryl's like, you know what? Yeah, all right, I'll become mayor. And also proposes. We got a proposal, everybody. our pretty chill little, like, not isekai overpowered main characters show. We got our characters got together. And then the anime jumps ahead a year, which is also in the which is also a thing that happens in the manga. I'm not up to date on the manga, but I did read some of the manga. We jump ahead a year. Daryl is chief. He's married to Marika. They've got a son named Gran. Gran is a cute little, kid, which is great. Apparently, she got pregnant almost immediately. So, Gran is young. We got a visit from the hero, which is fucked up. The hero injured Daryl's dad and caused Daryl's dad to retire, the Demon King. But it turns out, not that hero. That hero also retired. Never got the chance to go back in and fight that Demon King. And this new hero is a young lady who is still trying to figure shit out. She literally has phrases and like directives written on her hand. Like she's really in over her head. And it's her destiny to defeat the Demon King. So she's like looking for mithril armor because of the mithril mines. She's looking for some armor. And I don't know, is Daryl going to help this girl? Who will then be going to attack his own half-brother? Like, oh, he is human. And, wants to protect this village, which is on the outskirts. But I don't know. Don't know what's coming up. I mean, I do remember kind of what's coming up. But I don't remember exactly what's coming. So, more soon. It's a good series. This is a fun one. I think the animation on this one is pretty solid. Like this is not, I don't know if this is their A group, the company that does this one, but it's still good looking. So I would say it is still worth checking out. If that's something you're interested in, I would say, hey, why not check out Chillin in my 30s after getting fired from the Demon King's army. We panel line this. I'm now going to hit this with the eraser, clean it up, and then we can start getting the right arm together. This kit is coming together. Like, the head gave me a little bit of pause, but not as much pause as the aerial. This kit is coming together real fast. I think, I honestly believe that I'll finish this on Monday because, maybe not Monday. Maybe we'll finish this up on Thursday. Because there is a bit of a pretty good-sized backpack on this kit. So there is a pretty large backpack because, the shield breaks up into a bunch of pieces that all kind of go on the backpack. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I won't finish this up on Monday. But we'll definitely finish this up on Thursday. This is like coming together pretty reasonably quick. Which I'm not against by any means. Sure, I want to be a build that I can do. That doesn't feel like it's overwhelming. I'll take that. Now is the part of the stream where I want to hear from you, friends. What are you watching? What are you playing? What are you into right now? What's got you going? What's filling you with love? What's frustrating you? What are you watching? What are you playing? I'm still a broken record. I mean, I got a new scam deck in Hearthstone that I've been enjoying. I do love a good Hearthstone game, and I've got a deck that is full of the beans, as they say. It is a very enjoyable deck that is it's another cheat deck. I've got a bunch of those scam/cheat decks where you're just trying to do something wild and nonsense. It's like a 11 mana OTK that unfortunately only does 20 damage, so it's not a true OTK. I need a buff. I need one card to buff, and then it would be incredible. But it's right now it's just silly. That's kind of what I'm up to. What I'm into right now is I got a fairly silly deck that I'm enjoying. Whoops! Oh no! Where'd it go? Hold on. Put in the chat what you're watching, what you're playing. I have to pick up this sprue that fell. But I'll still talk to you while I do it because it literally fell and slid underneath my chair. So it's directly underneath my chair for this sprue. Shall now come back to main. Hello. Now I'm here. Sorry about that. But yeah, oops. I just fucking dropping sprues left and right tonight. Real cool, Pat. Just doing a real cool, chill job, everybody. But yeah, I'd like to hear from you. And then, so Hearthstone, yeah, I've got a couple scam decks. They're enjoyable. Scam out some wins, have a good time. Call it a night. While I'm doing that, I'm also playing some Power Wash Simulator, as mentioned. Still really enjoying Power Wash Simulator. Getting a lot of fun, a lot of enjoyment out of that. This is B3. And that was B4 and B6. So let's B4. Goes over here. And B5 and B6. Okay. So I'm doing that. And then Hitman, the freelancer. I am still not great at freelancer mode, but I am better than I have been in the past. I would describe my abilities in freelancer as like, so my Hitman style, my style of play for Hitman has always been try to do something cool, and then when you can't do something cool, try to still win. Try to still make something happen, like make something out of nothing. Like don't just give up and try to like finish it. And that's been pretty good for the freelancer mode. Where like, well, I wanted to be stealthy right now, but somebody just witnessed me from across the map, and now a bunch of people are going to come, and so I am going to just kill this person and steal their disguise, and then or their uniform. It's my disguise now, and then I'm going to run. Got someone witnessed me knocking this person out. Got to kill them. Well, they have a better... Hey, this person has an even better disguise than the one I was planning to take. So I guess I will just go with that. That's the solution that I came up with. Is it a good solution? No, but it's what we're going with. All right. Well, I didn't accomplish everything I wanted to accomplish here because I couldn't find poison on the map, but I did get out of there. So let's call that a victory. And that's kind of been my entire experience with Hitman, the freelancer. I really fucking like it, though. Colorado still sucks as a map. The Colorado map still fucking, I hate it so much. But other than that, it's a good time. Did I do this wrong? No, okay, so it goes like that. This goes like that. That's what I do. Lord Crashin says, well, this person has to die now, Agent 47 constantly. Yes, or just get knocked out. Sometimes you just want to knock people out. You just want to throw a wrench at them. Maybe you want to get the grape knife, the Alex Navarro special. Alex Navarro recommends getting the grape knife and just taking care of business. Sometimes, you got to do that. But other times, you just want to knock people out. You want to throw things at them and then just try to get away as fast as possible, as consistently as possible. You watch Chuck on Earth on Netflix. I don't know what that is. Funny mockumentary about human history. Okay. Oh, Chunk of on Earth. I didn't think you said. I thought I read Chuck on Earth. And I was like, I don't know what Chuck on Earth is. I also don't know what Chunk on Earth is. But it's a mockumentary, funny mockumentary. Okay, well, that's good. I'm glad it's funny. I mean, believe me, I have watched mockumentaries that were not funny. So I'm glad that one's funny and you're enjoying it. That's cool. It's just Chunk. Oh, it's not Chunk. Chunk? C-H-U-N-K. Sunk on Earth? Okay, whatever. I hope, Lord Gresham, that it is funny and you're having a good time. I guess I'm just bunk, but with a C. Okay. Sunk on? Well, no, that's with an S. That's why I think for hard C. Kunk on Earth? Is it Kunk? Is it Kunk? Because that's not a good word. Okay, it's Kunk on Earth. Kunk has a... I'll tell you this right now, my friends. Kunk has a... I've said Kunk too many times. I'm starting to not hate how it sounds, but it's got a bad mouth. Kunk on Earth has a bad mouth feel. I'm not hating it as much now that I've said Kunk like 15 times. And if I find out that that's British slang for a body part, I'm going to be pissed off. The host is named Philomena Kunk and is played by a British comedian. That's my fear. My goddamn fear right now, I am very afraid, everybody, that Kunk is some sort of slang for a female body part, and I have been rude. I am afraid that I am being rude right now. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, I've heard good things about Kunk on Earth, and I'm gonna get slapped in the face. I don't know who I would run into that would. I don't see people in person. I don't, more likely I just get. Is this how I get canceled? Is this how I get canceled? Because I said this word. No, I'm done saying it. I wouldn't be canceled. There'd just be somebody would be mad at me, and I would go, "I'm sorry, I didn't know what that was called. I just said the name of a Netflix special," and they would be like, "Oh yeah, well." You got to do your due diligence. And I was like, you're right, I do. That's probably what it was. And then somebody would be like, I'm so sorry this is happening to you. We should talk about it on my terrible YouTube series that is clearly an excuse for me to be mean about women. And I'll be like, no, fuck off. Get out of here. All right. I got to build some feet for this kit, but I'm not doing that tonight. I'm not doing feet yet. I'll do a little bit of the feet. We'll do a little of the feet as a treat. This kit, like I said, is coming together very nicely because we're going to do feet and legs and waist and the backpack, the modular kind of backpack thing, which is where the beam sabers live, which is great. It's a good looking backpack. And then the weapons. So, like, I might finish a little bit of feet as a treat. Yes, I might finish. Like, let's be real. I might finish this kit on Monday. I don't think I will. Again, as usual, Monday stream. Please check it out. It'll be fun. You'll have a good time. You'll like it. You'll like what happens on Monday. You'll be golden. It's Manga Monday. I'm talking about some manga. Talking about some Monday. Talk about some anime, probably talking about, I will most likely watch the matches that I have not seen here, an Elimination Chamber that I missed because of the stream, so I'll talk about those things, kind of give a recap on my thoughts on the rest of the card, and the fallout of the Sami Zayn title match, and the storyline elements of it, because I don't know. I mean, look, I'm going to say this. I have not been watching. I have not been looking at Twitter. I do not know what was happening. My dark horse nonsense pick was that Bronson Reed, who is a Australian born but of Samoan heritage, that Bronson Reed is going to join the bloodline. So they get a giant, big, strong Samoan lad to help them out. That is my, I have no basis for believing this. I didn't think Solo Sikoa was going to get... I thought Solo Sikoa was going to lose his North American Championship before he got called up, so I was wrong on that. But I was just like, what if it's fucking... What if Bronson Reed wins the U.S. title in the Elimination Chamber and then shows up? Last week says, it's fair to say I'm hooked on One Piece at this point. Well, yeah, buddy. But getting to the point of Robin admitting she wants to live and then spending 4 or 5 episodes doing 4 or 3 SD flashbacks was a hell of a choice. I mean, they were working with what they got, you know? They weren't going to do HD 16:9 remakes of that. It's still a show that's trying to do weekly episodes, you know? But yeah, it is probably you get this incredible emotional moment. And then you're like, and then remember when we were doing remember the old art? I totally understand. It is a weird thing. I'm going to end that stream now. We're going to end the stream. Thank you all so much for choosing to spend some of your Saturday night with me. I really appreciate it. We are not quite done, though, because we are going to go on a raid. Because we end every stream here with a raid. We're going to go find somebody doing cool shit and hanging out with them. Because it's always fun to go hang out with some people on a Saturday evening. We'll see who is streaming right now. Who we want to go spend some time with. Ooh, I also have that's right, it's a Loading Ready Live tonight. We won't go raid them because there's no way that they don't have much time left on that, so we won't catch that. We never get to go see Loading Ready Live in person. Liz Star's playing Shattered. Do we want to go do a scary game? Do we want to raid a scary game? Let's raid a scary game. I like Liz. Let's see. How long has Liz been streaming? Oh, Liz is probably almost done. We're not going to raid Liz because, yeah, I think Liz is almost done with their stream. Hey, Arthur Geese is streaming Metroid Prime Remastered. So let's go hang out with Arthur. That's good. Big shout out to my friend Liz, but Liz has almost been streaming for 5 hours, so I think we're gonna pass on raiding her. We're gonna go raid Arthur Geese. Please come along on this raid. It's a good time. You'll have fun. Arthur's a great dude, and I've been meaning to take a look at the Metroid Prime Remastered because I've heard very good things about it. I like Metroid Prime a lot. Thanks so much for hanging out and spending some of your Saturday night with me. Come along on this raid. It'll be fun. You'll have a good time. And I will see you on the next one, which will be Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern as we continue our cool Lfrith. Thank you so much for hanging out. Have a good one. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye to you, people watching the VODs.